Welcome to our holiday spotcast. This is Beth Genly, your host, and today I'm welcoming Dr. Sally Fox, PhD, to talk with us about beating holiday stress. Sally Fox, PhD, is a writer, facilitator, performer, and story coach who supports professionals in shaping their futures, communicating with ease, and inspiring others through storytelling. She's an expert in leadership, with 30 years experience designing and directing innovative leadership programs. Sally has coached hundreds of leaders from all walks of life to be their passionate best, develop presence, and have more impact. That sounds just wonderful, Sally. It's very exciting. I think a lot of us want exactly that. Thank you for joining us today. And let's plunge right in.
Let's plunge right in, but can we tell listeners a little secret? I think we should tell them a little secret that you and I have just had a fantastic conversation that we forgot to record.
Yes,
and
thank you.
I want to start out by this, not by making it wrong, because I've done stuff like that myself, but to say that is kind of like what the holidays are about. We set it up all so beautifully, and we never know exactly what to expect and what can happen. So a lot of times, the skill in being able to do what you just did, Beth, take a big breath, recover, and move on, that is like the best skill that we can have. So I just wanted to let listeners know that you're modeling something really fantastic, which is the skill of having it not come out the way you expect, but having it be terrific otherwise. So it's great, and it's great to still be with you.
Thank you. I'm thrilled that you're still here and willing to roll around and do it again too. Thank you.
Yeah, and we'll capture the essence of what we were talking about, because one of the things that we started with was the idea that in this time before the holidays, before Thanksgiving comes in, we kind of have an opportunity to set ourselves up to have a better holiday than if we were not quite as intentional about it. And I know your guests will be speaking about this, but I'm a storyteller. So I'm really interested in the stories that we live in. And what I mean by that is that we have ideas and beliefs about the world that set a framework for how we approach things. And sometimes those stories are really uplifting and they pull us forward. And sometimes they can be kind of depressing as well. And a lot of us have both of those going on with the holidays. You know, we have the holiday spirit and giving and all the things that we want. But we also have this little counter narrative that can be very loud that goes, oh my goodness, how many shopping days towards Christmas? I'm running out of time, and I forgot, and I have no clue what to buy my grandson. And how am I going to go to these 3 parties at the same time? And oh my goodness, it's already Thanksgiving and I should be mailing things on December 2nd. And how am I ever going to do that? And can you even feel the stress as I'm talking about it?
I'm getting anxious just listening to you, Sally. Definitely, my shoulders are
So in the face of that, you know, what I want to offer people and is to find a story that really turns you on about the holidays. I mean, something that is luscious and wonderful, a time when things went right, that will also give you clues about what's most wonderful in the holidays. And then, instead of always listening to the bad narrative, we can start listening towards, I want more of the good stuff. So I'm going to listen to the good narrative.
It sounds like what you're saying is that the story that we choose to listen to in our heads actually sets us up somehow to do what? To be more intentional, to listen differently.
Yeah, it is. It's like, I think the stories we tell ourselves, I also have a phrase, the questions that we ask ourselves. Both of those kind of go together, and they set the stage. So to give you an example, I'm writing about this week at my blog, so I'm thinking about this a lot. I lose my glasses. You can see I wear glasses. I put them down and I lose them. And so then my whole life for a few minutes becomes, where's my glasses? And even though, you know, I have a lovely house, lots is going on, I have a wonderful dog, my husband's great, everything focuses on where's my glasses. So when we have like a story going on or question like, oh my God, how can I possibly buy all the things that I need to buy? Or where will I ever find the time to do these things? We are approaching the holidays through that stress. You know, all the world becomes, I don't have enough time and it's going to be really stressful. But if we had a more open-ended, luxurious question, like, how can I really connect with my friends in a way that's loving and luscious? And I live into that question, that story. I'm going to see the world completely differently. And I'm going to be out looking for all the different ways that I can connect with my friends. And those are two completely different realities, but same me. I just choose to look more towards the stuff that's going to be uplifting and give me the kind of holiday that I want. Does that make sense?
It makes a lot of sense, and it's something that we can do right now in the beginning of November. You know, we've been through Halloween, but we've got lots more winter holidays to go between now and New Year's, or maybe even Easter, and
Right.
we can set that stage for ourselves.
Yes.
Right now.
And then if you add the storyteller touch to it, you know, you have the kind of question you're asking. The storyteller touch is when you actually visualize the story that you want. You enter into the scene, is the way we talk about it. So suddenly you're imagining, oh, I am having the most wonderful cup of coffee with Judy. And we're just connecting in this deep conversation. And then I'm going to take some really lovely time to shop for my granddaughter because I love picking out things, and it just makes me remember her, even if I can't be with her. And I'm going to splurge and have the yummiest eggnog because I love the way the foam hits my mouth, and I love the smell of nutmeg, and I love being able to have that little indulgence. All of a sudden, my spirit's actually getting lifted and transported into a world that starts becoming real for me. Mm-hmm. And I begin to taste it and touch it and see it and hear it and live in it. And we want to have lovely stories like that begin to fill us, not the how crowded is I-5 in Seattle and how many horns are they going to hear and how loud is it going to be blaring in the shopping center and all of the, what I call the counter narrative.
Right.
Because the images from that are pretty strong. So let's create wonderful images that really evoke what we want.
It sounds great to me. And I'm thinking that suppose I arrive at the mall or the party or the wherever, and it does turn out to be pretty awful in some way. It sets me off. There's something that I don't like is going on there, despite my intentions to have a lovely time. There's somebody that's rude, there's somebody that's loud, there's whatever.
Yes.
Now what?
Well, this is where my 10-minute miracle comes in, because
Okay.
I have a whole system, a list, a book I'm working on, and an ebook for your readers or your listeners about things that they can pull out of the hat that take 10 minutes or less, that I call, it's like pushing the reset button. You know, you're all fried, your mind's going crazy, and you just push a reset. Okay. So I happen to hate malls, you know, but let's say I find myself in a mall for whatever reason, and I am overloading, you know. What I need is to calm my senses and calm my mind. So here's what I might do. I might sit down and say, I'm giving myself 5 minutes. And I am going to look at, I'm only going to look at people's shoes. And I'm going to get very curious about all the kinds of weird shoes that people might be wearing in this mall. And I'm going to look at the, you know, high tops and the high heels and the Keds and the flip-flops. And I'm just going to keep noting to myself all the variety of shoes. Now, what am I doing? I am kind of flushing my brain because I'm tired, but I can't think my way out of being tired. And I'd have a hard time thinking my way into, oh, this is wonderful. But I'm kind of an artist at heart, and I'm a writer. And so all of a sudden I'm getting kind of interested. I'm getting curious, and I'm actually evoking a little bit of wonder. Like, ooh, I wonder what kind of shoes are going to come next. And I'm getting transported into another space.
So you're avoiding judging. How can she even walk in those stilettos, or
Oh, no.
those kinds of things? Yeah.
But it really, even that doesn't bother me. What I'm avoiding is my own mind going, I really hate this. Why are you at the mall? It's taken you so long to get here. It's going to take you so long. I hate this Christmas. You know, all that sort of rapid fire stuff that's going through. No, I just kind of calm down and think about shoes and don't attach great meaning to it.
Mm-hmm.
That it's a refresh.
A little shoe vacation in the middle of the mall.
Now, if I was going into a holiday party, which is also stressful for me, I would choose another one of my 10-minute miracles. And I think I mentioned to you earlier that I have one that I call the 4-minute kindness. I would go into that, and instead of thinking, who can I talk to and how soon can I get out of here, you know, and whatever else I'm thinking about the holiday party, I would think, I'm gonna do something nice for 3 people. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a comment. Maybe I'm gonna go and appreciate something that they're wearing or something I hear them saying. Or maybe I'm just gonna go and listen to them deeply for 3 minutes, because whoever does that at a holiday party. And I'm gonna be like a secret agent at the party. Nobody's gonna know that my mission is to forget about myself and take 4 minutes to just be kind. I can do that holiday party. I can't do the other holiday party, but I've given myself a little mission that will be fun, that will be rewarding, and that I can do. And again, it's like, boom, I just hit the refresh button. I can do this. Yeah.
That's great, because it really, I think it's a little bit of a challenge too, because you might run into people that you don't entirely appreciate their behavior or what they're talking about or whatever. And if you have this secret agent challenge, what can I find that I can be kind about with this person, even if it's only in my head?
Yeah.
That's a real shift.
Yeah, because I just have too much mental processing. Let's just make it really simple. Or the other one that I really love is just taking a field trip for your senses, which you could do at a holiday party, or you could do at your own place when you're getting overloaded, and turn off the mind. But you don't even have to think about that. Just think about, what can I hear for the next 3 minutes? What can I smell? Is there something, on the stove cooking? Is there something in the breeze outside? Can I enjoy this walk down the hall that I'm taking? What's there? What's beautiful? What do I see? What can I feel? Can I run my hand over a piece of fruit that I pick up on the table and have it be a different experience? Or can I go to the banquet table and pick up something and eat it really slowly so that I taste it? And then I am lost for a moment in that experience. But in being lost, I also find myself. I clear my head. I forget about all that other stuff, because the senses are a fantastic way to just clear your mind.
It sounds like a whole lot of parties could get a whole lot more fun that way, and family events and shopping, all of that.
And you don't have to tell anybody what you're doing. It's like your secret agenda. You got your list, your 10-minute miracles, and you can you could pull out one. And one of the things I like to do is I love performing. So there's a little bit of actress in me. You can give yourself a role. For 2 minutes, I'm just going to walk around here as if I were. And again, nobody needs to know that, but it's just some little thing that can stir up your imagination and make it a little bit more fun, and also make it, I don't know, I feel like when you become more creative and you stir up your imagination and you get into your senses, you can settle into yourself and become who you really are again.
That was a fascinating progression from I'm going to pretend to be someone else to help me be myself. And I just want to take one more minute and have you kind of walk us through it again, because that was a fast progression. And I think it's an important point you were making.
Well, let me just give you, I'll decode it a bit.
Okay.
The role, I am stimulating my imagination. And there are lots of ways to do this, and I've invented a bunch, but I've given myself something that makes me see the world creatively, stimulates my imagination, evokes a little bit of wonder. So maybe it's a role or something else where you put yourself on mission. So suddenly I'm an artist. I'm a creator. I'm not just a victim of a really terrible office party that is going nowhere. That is already giving me agency, and I'm using my imagination. And then this piece about the senses is so important because it opens up our story. But I find that going into our sensual awareness is so often shortchanged when we're in our heads and we're overwhelmed and we're totally stressed and we have more to do than we can possibly do and we can't figure it out. Don't try and figure it out. Give yourself a 3-minute break to just eat the orange, smell the roses, look at something beautiful, and breathe. And I tell you, you will come out of that feeling different. And then you can pick up the pieces and hopefully begin to see the possibilities and what you have to do with a little bit more ease.
That was a beautiful piece of decoding. I'm thrilled with that. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
In our last minute here, I know you've mentioned that you have a special gift for our listeners and watchers. And talk about that for a moment before we wrap up.
Absolutely. Well, let me just tell people that I blog a lot. And because I'm always asking myself, how can I address the questions that I'm facing in my life, just like you've been asking, Beth, today? And then what answers could I find and experiment with that I can offer people? So I'd love to have people join me over at www.engagingpresence.com. And in addition, I'm creating special for listeners my list of some of my top 10-minute miracles that you can have on hand to pull out that won't take you very long, that require very little effort, but that could just be lifesavers at things like that terrible office party. And they're free. It's an ebook free to you when you sign up. And then please be in communication with me, because you're going to come up with your own ideas. And I love being able to share back and forth. Oh, and then come over to my Vital Presence podcast, because I'm always interviewing great people who have ideas about this as well.
Ooh, okay. All right. That sounds wonderful. Thank you, Dr. Sally Fox, for joining us today. And thank you so much for being your delightful self and walking us through so many little miracles that we can create for ourselves.
You're so welcome. And it helps me because now I feel better prepared for the holidays.
Lovely. Thank you so much. All right. Have a great one.
Thank you.